Let me show you how to reuse the table. The same concept in the previous video, how to select columns. But in this case, we want to reuse the values in here, and then we only reuse the time YMBY and then the time FY columns, and we get rid of the one in this video. Okay, so again, go to the modeling and new table, and then you can have table T3, which is I will say param, which is the earning parameters in this case, and I select only from T1 only the FY column, and I bind it to the time FY, and then the time MBY, YMBY column, and then I bind it with to the time MBY. And then I select another column called time need, which is the right of the IMVY 5. Okay, so uh, then I will open this. I will make it bigger a little bit for you to see in here. And then I change this one to the table mode to for you to see as well. Okay, so you can see here we have the time, the FY, and then the value. Now I will add values in this step. So let us call this one step 1, and then step 2 will on top of step 1. The first one I call revenue or sales. I will make it random. So 1, 2, 3, and then a random number with the magnitude of 0.2 and then plus the original value, and then I return step 2. Okay, so you have the sales values in here. Mm, I will do the same thing with the COGS, but then I will assume that COGS is a little bit smaller than the sales. So I will add step 3, which is in this case is depends on step 2, and then COGS, which is let us say about 50% of the revenue. So we do sales, and then 50, 0.5, and then we do a random a little bit. Okay, so um, random is a magnitude of 0.5 plus 1. Okay, so in this case we have the step 3. Okay, so you see here the revenue in the sale is this much, and then the COGS is this much. So if you um, minus the two, you have the profit already, which is what I'm going to do. Step 3, uh, you have the column step. Sorry, this one oops. So this one's supposed to be the step 4, and then this is supposed to be step 3. And then I will add the GP here, which is the sale minus the COGS. And then actually I can add more things on this view, but uh, GPM in this view, but then I will copy the whole thing, and then GPM will be the sale and then over the sale. Okay, and then I go to step 4 here. Okay, so now I need to change the GPM to the percentage. So you have 45 percent margin here. I want to lower it. This one, the GP, I want to keep it minimal. So yeah, so this one is minimal, and then this one also keep the minimal. Okay, so you can see the sales and the COGS, GP, and then GPM here already. And then if you go back to the this view, you can draw the three lines in this view. Okay, so let me start to draw the FY in here and then switch it to the metric mode. And then I do the sales, the COGS, the GP, and then the GPM. Okay, so in order to make it to the accounting format, you have to put the FY on top, and then you have to go to the format here, and then on the values, you switch the option to the rows format, and then you can have the format in this case. So this total doesn't make sense to me because it actually the whole GPM here also doesn't make sense to me for now because it's the sum of the values inside the month, and then it doesn't make sense in the fiscal level, but later we will show you how to fix it. uh, but I the first thing I want to show you is to get rid of the total here. So you go to the format visualization again, type total, and then you put the column, there's a row total here and then the column total in here. So you if you disable the total in the column, and then it will give you the clean view. You can change the values in here. For example, if you want to change, you can change uh, the value. But then I suggest you do later when you everything is done already. You change the value, because if you change very early in the first stage when your deck or your presentation is not ready yet, and then you don't know which one bind to which one, and then it's very difficult for you to develop the deck, and I check the error also. Okay, so if you want to change from monthly from fiscal to monthly, you can just duplicate the table, and then you replace this one with the uh, time here. So when it comes out like this, it will give you the April, May, June, July from 23 all the way to 26. Okay, so that's the second view. The last view is to duplicate this one to uh, the neat format here. So you can see here you have a very clean or neat month compared to this. But then there's a little bit problem with this one, because you can see April and then August is in the front, and then September and October is at the bottom, which is not we expect like something December 20, March 26 or December 25 in here, but it's not what we, are, we look at the moment. So in order to solve this problem, we can just click on the neat view here and then sort it by the YMBY, and then it will give us the April, May, June, July, and then March 26 will be the last period of the with our data set at the moment. Okay, so this will give you the very clean view. Now this one we will have to fix it later. You can see in the monthly basis it's very nice already. So you have the sales here, you have the COGS here, and you minus this one to this one, you have the gross profit, and then if you minus this one to this one and then divide by this one, and you have the profit the GP margin already, but then in the fiscal view, because of the sum here, so it doesn't make sense. And if you want to change this one quickly to understand, you can change it to average of the GPM, but it doesn't help because we supposed to recalculate the whole thing here, mm, to the by total this one, and then sorry, by dividing this one to the cell, and then we have this number. So in order to do this, there is a mechanism here called the measure. So if you do new measure, I will put a 2 underscore on top in order to make the measure on top, because the measure will be the one you use very often. And then I would do ZPM here, which is the sum in the table T3 of the GP, and then divide by the sum. The same thing, but we divide by the cell. Okay, so this one will give you the recalculated column of the cell. So let me, sorry, the GP, the gross profit margin. So let me put this one line for line with the in this view, and then you can tell me if it's a reasonable assumption or anything or not. So this one you can see that roughly the number, they are a little bit different, because this number here is just you average the monthly first, you compute the monthly first, and you average the monthly for each year, and then you get this number. So 44.4 here, but then this one is like you actually divide this to this, and then you get 44.38. So roughly they are around that, but the computational method, they will be different. And then if there's something mm, up and down a lot in your months, this one uh, will be more stable, because it has the sum over the sum, and then the sum itself is like smooth the number across the seasonal periods for you already. Okay, so we can do the same with this one, and then they will be the same in this situation. Let me show you. Okay, so they expect to be the same, because it just divides this sum, sorry, this sum over this sum, and then which is what we do in the raw table. This one also the same thing. It just uh, the accounting period here is different, so they are supposed to be the same as well. Okay, so yeah, so that's all about it for this video. So hopefully after this video, you know how to use reuse the existing column. In this case, they are time periods, historical periods, and then you know how to add more column on top of the table, and then to present your numbers in Power BI.